Welcome back to the briefing room. If you want to talk pure, raw football, schemes, rosters, and execution under pressure, there is no greater laboratory in the NFL right now than Frisco, Texas. Before we put the tape on and break down exactly how this roster is being reconstructed on the field, make sure to like this video, share it with your fellow football purists, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a briefing. To understand the tactical identity of this team going into the upcoming season, we have to look at the massive schematic imbalance that defined them last year. In 2025, Dallas put up a 7-9-1 record, missing the postseason entirely. But if you look closely at the film, you see two completely different football teams operating under the same star. On one side, you had a premier, top 2 NFL offense. Dak Prescott engineered a passing attack that threw for over 4,500 yards. On the perimeter, opposing defensive coordinators were left completely helpless trying to bracket both CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, who put up a massive 1,400-yard, 9-touchdown campaign. Pair that with Javonte Williams anchoring the ground game with a 1,200-yard season, and the offense did everything required to win football games, averaging nearly 28 points a contest. But on the other side of the ball, the defense suffered a total structural collapse. They finished dead last in the NFL in points allowed, giving up an average of over 30 points per game. They could not stop the run, they completely lost their discipline and gap integrity, and the secondary was continuously exposed in single high safety coverages. It forced the offense to play hyper-aggressive, flawless shootout football every single week, and that is an unsustainable way to live in the modern NFL. That brings us to the tape for this year. The mandate this offseason wasn't about tinkering. It was about a total defensive overhaul. Brian Schottenheimer's coaching staff brought in Christian Parker to run the defense, and his arrival completely rewrites the playbook. Parker is installing a modern, split-safety, quarters-heavy system designed to eliminate explosive plays over the top and force opposing quarterbacks to execute long, 10-play drives against disguised coverages. To execute a scheme that complex, you need elite, versatile personnel. The team didn't sit on its hands. They executed a massive trade to bring in premium edge rusher Rashawn Gary from Green Bay. On film, Gary gives them a ferocious complement to disrupt pocket timelines. In free agency, they aggressively fortified the secondary by adding veteran safeties Jalen Thompson and P.J. Locke, alongside cornerback Kobe Durant, giving Parker the exact type of defensive backs who can play multiple roles and disguise coverages pre-snap. Then came the draft, where the front office went heavily defensive. They used the 11th overall pick on safety Caleb Downs out of Ohio State. Downs is a film room junkie with elite closing speed. He isn't a project. He is being dropped right into the deep end to act as the primary communicator in the secondary on day one. They backed that up by drafting pass rusher Malachi Lawrence to add to their edge rotation, and brought in offensive tackle Drew Shelton in the 4th round to push for depth on an evolving offensive line. The expectations for this year are cut and dry. The offense has its weapons locked down. Javonte Williams is back on a 3-year deal to captain the backfield, and George Pickens is locked in to match up with Lamb on the outside. All-pro kicker Brandon Aubrey gives them an elite weapon on special teams to maximize possessions. This season, the division and the postseason map will be decided purely by the defensive front 7 and the speed at which this young secondary adapts to Christian Parker's scheme. If this defense can simply elevate from worst in the league to 16th, if they can just play disciplined, situational football and get off the field on 3rd down, Dak Prescott and this offense have more than enough firepower to run away with the NFC East. That concludes today's session in the briefing room. If this pure football breakdown gave you a better look at the scheme and roster battles ahead, smash that like button, share this video with your crew, and subscribe to the channel to stay locked in all season. Drop your record predictions and thoughts on this new look defense in the comments below. See you at the next briefing.